Hey guys, Ben from Boat Coach here, just at the Bonito Boats factory, looking at the new vessel. It has just come out of the mould today, and if you have a look on the inside, they are doing the floor currently. Fuel tanks are in. Should be glass tomorrow, but it's looking like it's going to get motors next week. If you come around this way and you check out the transom here, this will be getting 2 Mercury 150s, so it should go really good. Definitely will be doing over 40 knots, but not sure on a full proper top speed till next week, but yeah, really excited with that. And while it's getting motors, it should get all the wiring done in regards to sounders, transducers, all the other stuff you need for full 2C survey, which is the next thing. This boat is full 2C survey, which means fishing charters, boat licensing are all going to be legal, and you know it's going to be super safe in this boat. Are you ready? All right, so what we're looking at now is the top deck for my boat. So basically, if you just come around here, Jesse, it's got pop-up cleats. These are standard, and all the non-skid on the top deck, that is all standard. And if we keep coming around, you can see that texture there. Keep coming around the back, live bait tank here, and we'll keep coming around here. Jesse, thank you. We've got our survey rated fuel breathers, which is what we need in a survey rated boat. Something about being flame proof or something like that. Don't quote me specifically. Another hatch here. And something really cool that is probably going to be hard to see, but all the flow coating underneath, it's got the blue speck, which is the same color as the hull, which is awesome. Jesse will try and film that for you guys now. The gimbal might make it a little difficult, but you can see under here the blue speck. I'm just going to pause it here, guys. You can also see all the foam that's been fiberglass underneath the top cap there. That foam is a part of the 2C survey requirements. It's just to provide extra flotation to the boat. Really cool. The actual internal length of this, you could almost fit my current boat in it, just for a kind of comparison on size. The width internally is wider than the outside of my boat currently, which is insane to think about. So basically, once the floor goes on tomorrow, this will get put on shortly after, fully fiberglassed in, which again is going to make for a real quiet and soft ride, no banging. With the top deck as well, if you come down here, the anchor, well, at the front, obviously the lid isn't done and put on yet, but this area here is massive. So in calm bay days, you can still actually stand up the front with all this room and still do some top water fishing or even sight casting. Eventually this will get an electric motor, but obviously you've got to save some money and not blow it all at once. But yeah, that's the top deck. All right, ready? All right, and this is the console going in the boat. Now, I opted for the smaller version for the 660. You can get a bigger version that actually you can stand up on top if you want to have a second station. Reason why I went for this one is because the ergonomics, I think, are a little better, especially for the people doing licensing. If I just stand here. For the people doing licensing, it's a real comfortable position here. 16-inch sounder mounted in here. And I recently just picked up a 12-inch sounder from my friend Damien that's going to go on my current Gale Force, but I'm thinking when I sell that, I might keep it and then run a 12-inch sounder here. So 16 there, 12 there, all my engine gauges here, phone charger. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. Then shelving underneath for all your stuff you need to keep dry. And that's the console. The coolest thing about this boat, well, one of the coolest things about this boat, I think, is the amount of dead rise. Now, dead rise is basically the angle of the V in your boat. Up the front, I think it's about 53 degrees. It's really sharp. We'll show you that in a second. But at the back here, that's 25 degrees. Now, in regards to boating, 25 degrees of dead rise is pretty steep. what does this mean? Well, basically the ride is going to be super soft. A lot of people might argue though that stability at rest, because it is such a sharp V, that it will be rocky. But the thing with these boats is all the weight is so low in them, a really low center of gravity. The roll effect isn't that bad compared to if you had a lot of weight up top. But yeah, this thing has pedigree from offshore racing hulls in America, and that's partly the reason. So when it gets rough, this boat will perform super comfortable, super dry, which means we can do licensing in rougher conditions than what we can currently do, which is another reason why we went for this boat. Yeah. So that's a 660 Bonito. Like I said, it's going to be the licensing boat and the fishing charter boat. So look, in terms of being able to learn maneuvers and pass the practical course in regards to boat licensing, it's not going to get much easier than driving this boat in regards to its capability, its power, and the electronics going into it. I mean, this thing is going to be so safe and such a good performer, anyone's going to feel comfortable driving it. In regards to the sport fishing charter, this is almost a dream boat. This is a big center console, heaps of room for top water casting. I'm going to be able to get offshore in minimal time, stay out later, because that's when our fishing charter is going to run in the afternoon. So we'll be able to stay right out to dark and punch it back home, knowing that I'm going to be safe, and I'll be able to get home really quickly. So I hope you like it. We'll come back with more updates, possibly when that has motors on, to be honest. So really excited for that, and stay tuned. If you want to book in a boat license to have a chance of driving this boat, book in now for minimum late May. Now, if you book in now for sometime after late May, you're still going to get the old pricing. As this boat, becomes more of a licensing vessel, gets used more, the prices of boat licenses are going to go up. It's just the cost of fuel this thing's going to use, but the trade-off is going to be worth it. So if you want to get a license for cheap, $250 currently, and drive this, book in between May and June 30, and you'll still receive the old pricing before I put it up July 1st.